My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc 2, and I want to touch on this before I forget. Alright, as of this month, being Black History Month, and I talked about the Black Panthers last night. I don't think I put it up yet, but anyway, I talked about the Black Panthers, and I talked about all these things that happened in February in the last few years before I got into my 40s, and how things have changed and things have not changed, and PBS is also like the most educated and learning channel that ever was, which is true. No, there are a lot of important shows that come on PBS, and I'm not talking about freaking Curious George and goddamn Sesame Street. All right, a little old for those, but if you ever want to learn stuff, channels like that are the channels that you should watch. Before my dad died, I watched this thing on PBS down in my father's hometown of Smithville, Virginia. All Hail the Family, and it had like Asian stuff on it. It was Chinese stuff. And then it wasn't too long after that, the next day, I had learned about how Native Americans weren't citizens in our own country until like the 1840s or 1940s or whatever the hell it was. It's something in the 40s. You have to Google it because I'm totally wrong by talking about it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I did watch something like that on Channel 6, but PBS never really touched on it. But PBS did touch about things on Mongolia and how close related the Native American culture and the Mongolian culture are one and the same, like with riding horses, the feather dressing, and all that other stuff. All right. So I'm very proud of my Native American roots. So proud that I started taking up archery again because of the fact that I can't do kung fu, and it never hurts to go back and check your roots and stuff. And it's in blood, so you kind of gotta do things right. And not too long ago, I put up videos about how there wasn't enough colored heroes and not enough Native American heroes, not enough Native American legends and things like that, which is also 1,000% true. Just like words with friends don't have enough dialect words that actually do exist, but you get struggled with this word is unacceptable. Anyhow, as a person who is multicultural, which being Native American, black, and white, I usually feel more Native American than anything else because I don't really fit in anywhere. And there's not enough Native American tribes, or I don't know where the reservations are so that I can actually go and talk to these people and learn things about my people that I don't know. Because I know about my black culture, and I know I will never, ever, 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 ever really be white, but I know about my white culture. And I know how certain family members accept us and some of them do not. And that's cool. It's not a big fucking deal. Certain family members and certain sides of your family don't accept you. Deal with it. But, when I started off on this adventure of making a multicultural hero, I wanted him to have an Asian flair and a black flair. And not so much as a white flair because, I honestly want to try to put this out here without sounding as racist as it's about to sound. There are more than enough white actors and white heroes. The roles have been filled. The long and short is that those roles have already been filled. But there are no half-breed heroes. There are no multicultural heroes. And that's what I started off making in my very first movie that I need to put up here as soon as possible. So first let me thank all the Asian people and the black people and the white people that were in my film. And the film is called Fallen Dragons. Now, I'm supposed to try and get it big time and make it remake. It didn't sell with Millennium Studios because they didn't at the time make kung fu movies, or that's the bullshit they gave me. And I got all these college kids to help me, and I went through so much bullshit, and no one would help me. I got rejected by Sundance, and not too long after that, I was accused of being a serial rapist. But I'm not 6 feet tall, and there's a difference between denim and cotton. So those 6 ATF agents that were going to kill me, I was wearing a denim pair of Nautica jeans and a jacket that had Nautica on it, a zip-up jacket, and it wasn't denim, but it wasn't really cotton. It's like that in-between fabric. Moving on. So there's not enough multicultural heroes, and I was trying to be the first. And clearly I'm not the first because there's Tiger Woods and there's The Rock. And The Rock's making the movies and Tiger's doing the whole golf thing, alright? So if he makes a movie about golf, it'll probably be mostly about him. Anyway, when I started this venture, I had so many people working with me in the story cells because Native Americans are Asian. And whether they're accepted in the Asian community or not, it's a whole other ballgame. It's also not my problem or my business because truly we're all human, and just be human and give a fuck about that. Everything else is classified. So, you know, as I make this video, I want you guys to understand, YouTube wasn't around when my first two movies came out. And when my third movie, The Path of Ascension, came out, I put that up first. And with that, you should know that I'm not a special effects guy, so I had a special effects guy put in there. So with the Guardians of the Earth, it's a come up of what happens next to those guys that was fighting to be the leader and all that stuff with Wind and House of Wind and all that stuff. And so, I don't have special effects in the miniseries, The Guardians of the Earth. However, it came from that. And it was like the best thing I'd done until the shit got stolen. And doesn't have special effects. So like I said, I have to get my other Mac to like get that up. And that will be coming hopefully before the end of 2016. Because it's like a long time in the making. And everything that I have is going up. And I want to thank the people that was in Fallen Dragons and in Dragon's Breath. Mr. Lee, especially. Probably should have made him play my dad instead of just another sensei who knew my dad or my grandfather or whatever the hell the story was. And in that I played Koei something or another. I can't remember what the hell my name was. But anyway, I wrote the scripts. I did all the things I could do. And to the Bowie sisters that was in Fallen Dragons, thank you guys. And I would honestly say now that it's like, I'm never going to see you guys again anyway. I did have a crush on both of you in and V. But I was afraid to make moves because I was like, yeah, they're Vietnamese. They're not going to date a guy who's not Vietnamese. Of course, that's actually a rumor because it's more likely that Vietnamese girls and Filipino girls are more like, and Japanese girls are more likely to date people out of their race more than Chinese and Korean. Okay, that's also a stereotype because you can't help who you fall in love with. So, fuck everything about that. Well, anyway, those movies are coming up. So, wherever you are in your life, ladies, I just want you guys to know that I did write one of you a love note. I burnt it. And the movie's coming. So if your kids happen to see it, if you have kids, and if you don't have kids, and if you're single, whichever one of you guys like me, I'm single too. Anyway, I don't know where the hell Springfield, Virginia is, but I know that's where they were from. Anyway, since I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia, like I said, I have no idea where these places are. But I made these movies so that people like me, who come from multiculturalness, can have a hero. Now, most of my heroes has always either been Native American black or Chinese and black. But in the case of Fallen Dragons, he was Native American black and Chinese. Because his mom was Native American, her dad was Native American, and her mom was black. And the person playing my dad was going to be Chinese, and my mom being mixed and me being mixed, you get this ugly face. Alright, so, in that, I had this guy named Adrian Cal, who was like, he played my Chinese brother. That shit was fucking awesome. So eventually I'm going to just put up all my fight scenes too, after I figure out how to get all of them on one hard drive or another. But they're all going to come up. And I hope all these guys actually are doing well. And I want to thank them for that. And I wanted to put this out there because, there's not enough cultural diversity. And, this has been all over the news lately with the Emmys or Golden Globes or whatever the fuck they're boycotting and all this shit. Which is partially true. I'm never going to be the actor that gets there. This is the only Oscar I'm ever going to get. Alright? My dad and I found this somewhere. See it? There you go. Found this somewhere. It has Superstar written on it. I'm never really going to get one. I'm not even striding for that because I want to make movies to make movies. Not to collect the solid gold statue that I'm not going to really be able to do anything with. Alright? So, not that you guys who have the Oscars and everything didn't deserve them, but I'm not there for that. I'm there to work and be happy. And I don't think there's been any Kung Fu movies that's ever had any of these things. And if there has, well, they're probably not celebrated in America. But anyway, while we're on that, because Asian cinema is my favorite cinema, because nobody makes scary movies better than Asians, in my opinion. And that goes for Chinese, Japanese, and Korean cinema, as well as Filipinos and Asian cinema in general. The scary movies are the shit, so you should guys check those out. If you haven't seen The Host or The Second Host, I recommend it's a must-see. Now, I made my movies because I thought that I was actually going to make it and, blow up. Clearly, that shit's not happening. It's probably never going to happen, so I'm going to put everything up because I'm no longer going to be able to do Kung Fu unless a doctor, by the grace of God, come March, whenever the hell my appointment is, says, yes, James, you can try doing Kung Fu again. Yeah. We're going to pray like hell that happens, especially since I need another fucking hip. Well, anyway, the long and short is that, you know, there's not enough diversity, and there's no heroes like me. The Rock did pretty good in Walking Tall, but that's because his hero had a white mother and a black daddy, and the daddy actually looked like he was so light that he probably could have been white. And you know, and that's cool and everything, because Walking Tall was a damn good movie. All right, let's not take that away from anybody. It was a damn good movie. It wasn't my favorite. My favorite Rock movie will always be The Scorpion King, and people laugh at me about that all the time. So to them, fuck you. And to those who agree with me that Scorpion King was a pretty good movie, and it wasn't just because I'm in love with Kelly Hu, but yeah, it kind of was because I was in love with Kelly Hu. I'm still in love with Kelly Hu. I'll never see her in real life. I will never work with her, and it's cool. All right, I got that out my system. But you know, there really isn't enough colored heroes. There's a damn sure load of colored villains. It's always been like that. It seems like that seems to be the only work that black actors can get in Hollywood sometimes is to play the fucking villain. I don't want to play the villain, but I'll play the villain. You know, and the whole thing is that, you know, words with friends. There's just no chance in hell of us getting it. And if we are working, there's generally the term that everybody now calls out, the token. And you know, so where do I fit in if I'm multicultural? You know, I'm Native American, and I'm black, and I'm white. You cannot tell that I have any white in me. No. A Native American part, hair, eyes. Everything else, black. Um, High yellow up here and brown here. So I'm literally like a walking human zebra. But anyway, the whole point is that there's no heroes for guys like me or girls like me. And it's like there's no heroes at all in action films that are half breeds or stuff like that. I will give it up to Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter, because she made a couple of movies, but most of the people received her as just being Chinese. All right? Now, I know that's stereotypically racist. Oh, she's Bruce Lee's daughter, so we're just going to make her Chinese. But she's more than that. And most people just, any movies, they just assume that she's just going to play the Chinese girl. Okay. Now, no offense to the white girls, or the white half of her. Sometimes it might be better just to play the Chinese character. Because, you know, it gives them more depth. And that way people will stop being anti-racist or anti-Asian for TV shows and stuff like that. Because so far, there's a few good Asian shows on, and there's only one good Asian that has gotten a whole world of support as of late, which was Glenn on The Walking Dead, where everybody thought he was dead. We're glad you're jumping up around and killing people and reunited with Maggie. Oh, spoiler alert for those who missed The Walking Dead this week. Now, fresh off the boat, Dr. Ken, you know, these are Asian-based shows, which is cool, and they're kicking ass right now, which I'm grateful for. There's no Native American shows, but still, we're grateful for. Now, the thing with me that trips me out is that there are no Native American shows. I would love to be one. If there's anybody ready to do that, I'm down. And secondly, the whole thing, like, we're fresh off the boat and everything, and they're all kicking ass, is that now they're getting more opportunities. But let's not forget one of the pioneers that started it, the woman that I would like to have a baby with, Margaret Cho. You know, let's not forget American Girl. If you haven't seen that, find it and watch it. It only lasted like one season, I think. I didn't get to really watch it because I couldn't really find it. No. Channels work differently on East Coast and West Coast. Remember that. West Coast probably actually gets more TV than we get. But anyway, why wouldn't they? They're in the TV capital of the world, California. So, before I close this out in this 15-minute video, I want you guys to think about that. Why is there no multicultural or biracial characters? Why are there no multicultural or biracial heroes? And like I said, I don't want to knock The Rock out of his place. No, fuck that. I want to be beside The Rock and running a smooth tie, high five, you know, that kind of thing. Now, he being biracial, being his mom is Samoan and his dad is black, and technically he probably has like quadruple citizenship since his dad was Canadian and his mom was from Samoa and he was born in America, so he's got to have at least 3 citizenships. He can probably go anywhere in the world that he wants to. Well, me, not so lucky. My grandparents are Native American on both sides. My mom has some white in her and some black in her, and my dad has some Native American black in him. Alright, that's the history lesson on that. We're done with that. But the whole concept is, you know, there needs to be more multicultural heroes. I wanted to set that bar until my heart got broken and I joined the military and then I got my leg fucked up. So, and it wasn't even my kicking leg, it was my base leg, but my kicking leg is damaged from overcompensation. So when you're carrying 300 pounds on your back every day, it becomes a fucking problem. Especially when you go into the military at 37 years old. Which would not have happened if I could have just passed the ASVAB test at 19 when I really wanted to go in during the Desert Storm era. Yay. So, anyway, in closing, we do need multi-diversitable characters. We do need characters of multi-ethnic backgrounds so that people like me can have someone to see on TV. You know, the only other person that I can really say is like biracial is Ann Curry because her dad is white and her mom is Hawaiian. By Hawaiian extended of Japanese. But anyway, for those who are multicultural, like Mark Dacascos, you know, they don't generally get a whole lot of like mainstream starring roles. He's gotten a lot of starring roles in movies, and his career kind of started in Japan. So Mark Dacascos, but he generally was always cast as that Asian fella or that Mexican fella. But he's mixed as well because his mom and his dad are both Hawaiian. I forgot which one is actually. I think it's his mom that's more Asian and his dad's more Latinish. I don't really know. I don't really care because he's doing pretty well. And he's also cousin to the king of the chefing Iron Chef thing. So, you know, and I think he's still hosting it. But, you know, there's not enough characters for me, for people like me. And there's a generation of young people who are going to be mixed coming soon. And sooner or later, there will be more diversity with us. There'll be more combinations of blacks and Asians, or whites and Asians, and Mexicans and Asians. Unfortunately, what people fail to understand is that Mexicans are Mongoloids, which means they're already Asian. So, therefore, you know, just deal with it. And if you don't believe me, do history, because there's supposedly only 3 bloodlines in society. If you don't count multicultural people who have a mixture of all 3 bloodlines, like myself. The Caucasians, I forgot what their scientific Homo erectus name is. And then there's Nigglerus. I'm saying that completely wrong because I'm trying to avoid using the word nigger. And then there's Asians, but they classify Asians with the worst name possible to call them fucking Mongoloids. Really? You know, what the fuck is that? But each one has Lloyd at the end of it, if that makes anybody feel any better. It still sounds fucking racist to call an Asian a fucking Mongoloid. It's like, but you understand, they outnumbered everyone, and Native Americans are Asian. So if you are of Incan, Aztec, and Mayan, your ass is an Asian. Alright? You might not want to admit it, you might not want to accept it, and the only reason you guys speak Spanish is because, just like the Cherokee and every other Native American nation, Cortez and Columbus and everybody else that came over here fucked us up and took away our language. The end. So, like I said, we need more multicultural characters, more multicultural roles, and we need them in comic books, we need them on TV, we need them in the movies. So for Kung Fu Havoc 2, which was my goal, was to be that one multicultural character where the guy can have a black mom and a Chinese dad, or that guy could have a Chinese mom and a black dad, or he could have a Native American dad and a black mom. But somebody in my story, there was going to be someone black, and it was someone who was either going to be Native American or of some other Asian ethnic background. So in closing, those were why I was making movies, so that kids could have a hero like me that could slide between the 3 worlds and not be judged. Which, either way, being multicultural, you kind of get judged because you really don't know where you fit in. And just going to be a second part to this video, because this is 18 minutes longer than I thought it would be.